What's going on? It's your boy Sheiv, the Wise, and welcome back to Vader's Lair. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Bad Batch Tuesday, because it is time for another Bad Batch preview. It's time for episode 10. Tonight we have an episode titled The Retrieval. So let's dive into the lair. Let's talk about what we think the episode might be, what we might see, and let's do it. Welcome back to the lair, everybody. Happy my chat is working today, but apparently it's not going to after that thing. I just realized that. What the hell? Where are you, chat box? You're just gonna disappear now that the little subscribe button showed up? I just realized that. Is that why the chat thing is never up? Well, subscribe to the channel, because that is important. But kind of suspect that I can't get the chat up there if I'm telling you guys to subscribe. I don't like that. Welcome into the chat, though. Good to see one and all. Hope you're doing well. Smalls, Datboy Steve, Anakin Skywalker, the Star Wars Obsession. Much love to you, my brother. Shout out to you, Don, as well, and everybody in the chat. I hope you're doing well tonight. I hope you're enjoying this live stream. And if you're watching on the replay, I hope you're enjoying it as well. But shout out to the homie, the Star Wars Obsession. Finally hit 1,000 subscribers tonight. If you guys would be so kind, go check out his channel. Go watch some of his stuff, because he needs some watch hours to actually get to the monetization level he needs. Go check out the Star Wars Obsession, though. Much love to him and everything he's done for the lair, and in fact, the whole Star Wars community. Star Wars Obsession is just a great dude. Congrats to you on getting to 1K, my brother, and I am so happy for you that you finally did. Let's get into this episode, though. Episode 10 of Star Wars The Bad Batch, titled Retrieval. And yes, last week we ended off the episode to kind of a two-part episode thing that we're getting, I think, here tonight, or the culmination of that here tonight. But I think basically the way we were left off, and thank God the chat's actually working. Let's go. The way we left off, though, is basically at the end of the episode last week, we had kind of a resolve between Omega and Tech. And it seemed like the two were starting to get along and understand each other. Although the rest of the team, I don't know. We had a little bit of conflict last episode between Wrecker and Tech and Hunter. And the whole team is kind of seeming like it's falling apart without our boy Echo there. You know what I mean? Echo really seemed to gel the team together. And now that he's gone, the whole team is starting to kind of fall apart. We're down to 3 from the original 4 Bad Batch members that turned into 5. So 5 members are now 3, along with Omega. The crew is losing some members along the way. It's a little sad to see. But I think we could eventually see kind of a culmination of that, or really the springing of that. Really bringing the team back together all the way. I don't know if Crosshair is going to get the full redemption. I'm kind of hoping he will. He might have to sacrifice himself at this point to fully be redeemed. But I'm hoping that we could get that kind of rejoin of the family of the group by the end of this season. That would be really, really cool to me. So with tonight's episode being titled Retrieval, we ended off last week with the team reaching out to Sid. And with all the amazing and cool deeds that they've done trying to help out Sid along the way, it seems like Sid is not reciprocating that back. She's just kind of like, hey, you guys need help? Well, I'm busy. Screw off. You know what I mean? Like, they even were about to tell her at the end of last week's episode, like, yo, we have like 2 to 3 days left of rations for food and different things. We're stranded on this planet. We really need your help. And before they can even spit out, like, yeah, we have 2 or 3 days ration left, she's like, all right, bye. Hangs up the phone. I'll see you in 4 days. They're like, dude, what the hell? We've done all this stuff for you, Sid, and you're going to leave us high and dry. Well, tonight's episode is titled Retrieval, and I'm honestly kind of not thinking that the Bad Batch is going to get retrieved by Sid. I don't really think that's going to be the case. I think that tonight's episode is going to have the Bad Batch trying to escape the planet they're on. Given the fact that they only have a certain amount of days of ration, I think it was like 2 or 3 days ration, Sid's not going to be able to help them out for another 4 days, most likely. They're going to have to figure out something. And I think the Bad Batch are going to try to get their ship back, potentially even, because we saw the Havoc Maurader stolen last week. Now, are they going to get it back quite this soon? I don't know. I'm really tempted to see how this kind of plays out. Honestly, this week is a lot like last week, where I don't really fully know what to expect. But we did get some more little hints from our favorite friends, the Kiner brothers, who do the music for the Bad Batch, and them and their dad did a lot of the music for Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels as well. So shout out to the Kiner brothers. Let's pull this up though and check out a little teaser that they put out there on the Twitters. Let me get this up for you guys so you can see it. But basically, just like last week, they did a little retracted or redacted, I believe is what it says. And if I can pull this up. Is it even working? Hello there. Come on. Show up. There it is. Alright. So this is what Zikina Brothers posted on Twitter. Right up there. If you guys can see that. I'll try to blow it up here. But basically they said the hashtag, the Bad Batch. And then you get this little redacted photo that they always like to do stuff like this. It's fun. So with the redacted this week, it looks like there's maybe a W or a V at the end. I can't tell if it's a W or a V. It's hiding there at the end, though. They like to give us little hints. All of these dudes are the same guy, though, if you notice. Which makes me think clones. And I even tweeted, I kind of quote tweeted this out. I'm like, are we getting a clone rebellion? Like a clone riot? What's going on here? Because it kind of looks like the clones are rioting. You know, those are a bunch of clone dudes. I think this is Rick and Morty. Not sure. Looks pretty lit though. One of the homies, I don't know if it was Matt Cave or Green Bear, maybe even Obsession, but somebody said it looks like Bill, I believe that's his name, from The Last of Us. And I was dead. I was dying. It totally does. But this does look like it could be sort of a clone rebellion. And then I started to think about it over at the Star Wars Obsessions channel. What if this is just supposed to be the Bad Batch here? This is the Bad Batch. I mean, we know that they're stranded on a planet. They're trying to get off. The team is kind of falling apart as it is. And of course, there's that V/W peeking out there at the end. Crazy idea. But what if that's supposed to be the crossbow, or Omega's like crossbow? Just putting it out there. I don't know anybody else's name that ends with the W at the moment. I'm like trying to think. Hunter, Omega, Crosshairs. No. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that could be, so maybe it's supposed to be Omega. She's holding up the crossbow, you know, doing her little Tusken Raider impression. And then the Bad Batch is just falling apart behind her. You know what I mean? We got Wrecker and Tech kind of going at each other, pointing each other like they're Iron Man back there, or Spider-Man back there. You know, it looks like the Bad Batch is about to fall apart. Hunter's maybe in the back corner by my head here, just not even knowing what to do. I mean, somebody's on the floor. It's about to be chaos again this week. And the Kiner brothers love playing with us. Let's head back in the lair, though, and see what you guys are speculating out of. What do you think this episode might be? If we're going to see the Bad Batch starting to fall apart, or if there's maybe a clone rebellion or a clone riot happening tonight. I don't know. I do think it is most likely a culmination of this like 2-part episode from the last 2 weeks. But let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat, and what are we saying? Are we hyped for tonight's Bad Batch episode 10, Retrieval? Because I'm definitely getting hype. Alright, President Biden says something, but he retracted it. Not redacted, but retracted. Anakin Skywalker, welcome in. He says, Clone Army. If it is a clone rebellion, it would be a surprise, but a welcome one. That would definitely be a surprise. Darth Maximus says, clones fighting clones? How perverse. True. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, but I do think there could be some infighting here, whether it is kind of from the Empire's perspective or most likely from the Bad Batch. I think there's going to be some infighting. So with the whole infighting theory and the fact that that could be the Bad Batch kind of falling apart, obviously we had that tease with Echo kind of leaving the group in the previous week. Omega's real upset about it. The rest of them are dealing with it in their own ways. What if tonight's episode has them kind of doing the infighting and leads to them like, yo, we've been doing all this stuff for Sid. We're working with Sid to try and make money. We're barely making ends meet doing this stuff with Sid. And we're practically getting ourselves killed. Look at what happened last episode. They lose their ship. They get stranded. Nearly die like 7 times. You know what I mean? It was just one thing after another. The team is falling apart. But what if the team got back together? Now, I'm just saying, like, after doing all this stuff for Sid, nearly dying for her all the time, I think it's about time that if she doesn't reciprocate the same love to them, trying to help them out the way that I think that she maybe won't. Like I said, she's going to send a ship in like 4 days. The Bad Batch need them to be there in like 2 or 3. So Sid's not really helping them out the way they need him to. She's stabbing them in the back in a way. I think it's time this episode that we finally move past the kind of filler of the week kind of stuff, as people like to call it, with Sid doing missions with her and finally breaking off to the larger story, which would be most likely joining up with Echo and Rex to go help out other clones. Now, if you guys remember last week, there was a small moment where basically the whole group is talking about what they can do now that they're stranded, don't have a ship, and Omega brings up maybe we can call Tech. You know what I mean? Or Echo, sorry. Maybe we can call Echo. Tech's like, I would love to call Echo, but he's either really far away right now or he's on a special mission where he turned off his transponder. Maybe Echo's just butthurt at the Bad Batch and doesn't want to talk to them. But I kind of doubt that that's what the case is. You know what I mean? I think he was on some sort of special mission. So let me know in the chat, what do you think Echo and Rex are up to while the Bad Batch are stranded in these couple of episodes? Do you think that they're going to be able to help them in the end? Do you think they're going to join up with Echo? Because that's where my head is starting to lean. I think that they could easily join up with Echo after all of this stuff with Sid goes down, kind of breaking off with her, no longer choosing to work with her, but really trying to make an impact in the galaxy to go help out Echo and Rex. Now, as far as that secret mission could be concerned, it's been like 7 episodes, I think, since we saw Commander Cody leave the Empire. I'm starting to get worried. I'm starting to get real worried. We'll do a little poll here, but do you guys think he's still out there? Do you think Cody is alive? Is Cody still alive? Let me know in the chat and in this poll. Did Cody get, will code? Is he dead? Did Rampart destroy him? Is he gone? Is Cody safe? Is he all right? Is Cody alive? Let me know what you guys think in the poll. Yes or no. I still think he is, but I am starting to get real worried. I really am. T. Davidson says, always excited to see the next move. Me too, man. I'm definitely always excited to see what's going on in the Bad Batch and where their story leads to, where the next part of it is. It's been a blast of a show so far. Dat Boy Steve says, if the Bad Batch breaks up, I blame Sheiv. Just saying. It would be Palpatine's fault. Not Sheiv. Not me. I didn't do nothing. I'm rooting for the Bad Batch. I hope that they survive. I'm just worried. I'm worried. I don't think it's going that way. Wow. You guys are pretty optimistic. Out of 10 votes so far, is Cody alive? 10 of you say yes. Yeah, it would be you're a bold one, Star Wars, if you kill Commander Cody off screen. That would be quite bold. We've waited so long to see the continuation of Commander Cody's story after seeing him try to kill and gun down Obi-Wan Kenobi in Revenge of the Sith. We're finally getting the continuation of the story in Bad Batch, and then we get 1 episode with him in the Empire. He dips, and he's never seen again. Seems like a knife wound to the heart. I hope he's out there. I hope he's out there. President Biden says, I have a feeling Sid got their ship stolen and retrieves it, so they owe her a favor. Sounds like Sid to me. That would be messed up. And it sounds like Sid. I don't know if Sid really had anything to do with it. She did warn them that there were going to be some pirates or like marauders, potentially some shady characters on the planet that she sent them. But I mean, the whole mission was like you guys are screwed anyway from the get-go. She sends them to a mine that's barely got any coaxium left or whatever it's called. Like the mine is running low that Sid bought. Not on top of the fact that there's a bunch of storms on this planet. There's people that are thieving and trying to steal ships. It's just a bad idea to send them to this place. And she sent them there because that's what Sid does. She's more worried about the money than anything else. Probably right. You said it, obviously, Subdude. Maybe. I hope Commander Cody's out there. 11th like. Welcome into the chat. Rerum Trading. I hope you're doing well. Dat Boy Steve says, yes, I have to believe our favorite yellow trooper is still alive. I hope so. I have hope. And it's still there. It's still there. Definitely understand if you blame me, though, Dat Boy Steve. If you blame me for the Bad Batch breaking up, I get it. Echo is their balance. He definitely was their balance until he's gone now. So now they're unbalanced. Now it's chaos. But that's what I'm saying. I think eventually that they're gonna go back to Echo, or join it back up with Echo. It seemed like a lot of the beginning half of the season was really Echo and Hunter trying to, not at odds exactly with each other, but saying like, dude, we got to be doing more in this galaxy than just trying to make ends meet and make sure that we can stay alive. Like, yeah, it's important that the Bad Batch stays alive. They're looking out for each other, taking care of each other. But in fact, the missions that Hunter is choosing to go on for Sid are really putting them in danger. So is he really looking out for the family the best he could? And is there more that they could be doing for the other clones out there in the galaxy? I'm excited for tonight's episode, though. Again, that's going to be episode 10, Retrieval. And again, with the Retrieval title, there could be multiple things to it. So you guys were saying that Sid retrieves their stolen ship. That could definitely be interesting to see if Sid retrieves it. Maybe it's the Bad Batch themselves, like I talked about. Maybe the Bad Batch are getting retrieved. I do have this whole thing with the Bad Batch and a lot of the animated shows having kind of double entendre meetings, where Retrieval could easily be the Bad Batch getting retrieved and also them retrieving their ship. That would be a double entendre, having two different meanings to the title. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what Retrieval ends up meaning in this episode, because even last episode, the crossing, unless it's just referring to them crossing the desert, which is only like maybe 5 minutes in the episode. Like, I don't know what the crossing was in last episode. Maybe it's the crossing between Tech and Omega, like Tech was crossing Omega. I don't know. I'm still kind of confused about the title of the last episode, so maybe there's more to it. Man, Echo and Rex might as well join the batch if we're gonna keep bringing them back. Do it. I think they will. There is some unfinished footage from the trailer, or from the trailer we've seen other footage that has not been in the season so far, and I think we might see some of it tonight. I'm wondering who is going to help out the Bad Batch, because I don't think it's going to be Sid. And if that is the case, then who's going to help him? Is it going to be Rex? Is it going to be Tech? I don't know. Saber Smith says probably getting some intense combos with each other. I think so. With the whole Kiner brother tease of the clones going crazy, I think that's going to be kind of the case tonight. That we're going to get a little bit more context between what's going on with the clones, and yeah, it's going to be wild stuff with the conversations that might end up going down, similar to last week, where it was some pretty impactful stuff between Tech and Omega. While some of it was just conversation, it was conversation that hit pretty deep. Dat Boy Steve says season 3 arc gonna be called the Rex Batch. Let's go. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, my man. Let's go. Rex Batch. Sign me up. I'll watch that all day. That's gonna be glorious. So, big question of the night. Do we think Cody is alive? That is the poll that is up right now. We got 20 votes right now. 100% of you guys say yes. I'm starting to think no. Like, even if the special mission that Echo and Rex are going on is to retrieve Cody, is he going to survive? Are we going to see him later on? Is there going to be a clone rebellion? I'm starting to wonder if we're even getting that this season. I think in the long haul, that's definitely what we're leading to. And again, maybe the Kiner brothers are trying to tease out that tonight is going to be a little bit of a clone riot or rebellion. I mean, we do see just a couple weeks ago how Palpatine was just like, yeah, screw the clones. Let's throw them under the bus. Let's throw Rampart on the bus. Drive over them 20 times. Now that they're flattened and all crushed, let's just toss them to the side. You know what I mean? Brandon Alvarado, welcome into the chat. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm in for the Rex Bash though, Dat Boy Steve. I'm in for it. Jedi Mike, do it. Let's go. Get the hype going, my man. Much love to you, Jedi Mike. So I think Jen Corbett, which again, Jennifer Corbett is the showrunner. She tweeted out something today too. Although hers was a little less cryptic. And to be honest, a lot of us Bad Batch fans, I think we can relate with this. So I'm going to pull it up and show it to you guys. But, you know, it also reminds me of our good friend Anakin. Anakin Skywalker. I want more. And I should. Check this out from Jennifer Corbett. So Jen Corbett, again, she's the showrunner for the Bad Batch. Dave Filoni is kind of, you know, mentoring her up, but she says waiting for the new episode of the Bad Batch earlier today. Please, sir, I want some more. Please, more Bad Batch. I want more, and I should. So if that doesn't get you hyped for the Bad Batch, I don't know what will, man. I'm definitely excited for tonight's episode. Maximus, hail Lambhead to you. I'm dead. Alright. So you guys have any crazy ideas for what tonight's episode is going to be about? We are doing our watch party later at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So as soon as we're done with that stream, or with this stream, go check out that stream over here on the channel. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited for it. Next week, we're going to get Mando, which we are a little over 7 days. 1 week until the Mandalorian Season 3. And yes, we are going to be getting the Mandalorian Season 3 and the Bad Batch Season 2 congruently. So the two shows will be airing at the same time as far as I understand, unless they change anything in the next week. Both episodes, the new episode of the Bad Batch and the first episode of the Mandalorian, are going to be dropping. Something I was reminded of with the Mandalorian was that the premiere episodes tend to be pretty freaking fire. Now, obviously, a lot of us remember the Mandalorian for having a fantastic finish to its seasons. If you remember back to season 1, we get Moff Gideon, the name reveal of Din Djarin, a crazy first episode that has IG-11 going wild and sacrificing himself, I'm pretty sure. And of course, we get the first look at the Darksaber in canon, or at least in live action. One of the first scenes of the Darksaber in live action, showing Moff Gideon does have the Darksaber at the end of season 1. And of course, at the end of season 2, we saw Luke Skywalker. Enough said about that. Pretty epic moment. I think all of us loved it. Needless to say, shows what the Mandalorian can do with just its finales. However, I would argue its premieres have been even stronger than the finales. The premiere of season 1 of The Mandalorian gave us the world phenomenon that is Grogu Baby Yoda. And the second season gave us a spin-off show and also the return of Boba Fett. But not only the return of Boba Fett, it also gave us one of our first looks at a book character, a very minor book character. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in these premieres. You know what I mean? I think, you know, showing Cobb Vanth, Boba Fett, getting Grogu for the first time. These premieres tend to be pretty freaking crazy. I don't want to go too deep onto my Luke Skywalker theory that he's going to show back up at The Mandalorian. In fact, earlier today, I think Jon Favreau may have confirmed even that there is a little bit of a time gap between the Book of Boba Fett season 1 and the Mandalorian season 3. So there's supposed to be a time gap of some sort of time. We don't know the exact time period between Mando season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett, and the Book of Boba Fett and Mando season 3. There's a little bit of time gaps between each of those, although we don't know exactly how much time has passed. So depending on how much time has passed between season 1 of Book of Boba Fett and season 3 of The Mandalorian, my Luke Skywalker theory is probably just mumbo jumbo that I'm hoping for. You know what I mean? But I do think that a little bit of time will have passed. They're going to give us a little bit of a recap to show us, hey, This is the last time that we saw Grogu and Din in The Mandalorian, and this is what happened to them since when they were in the Book of Boba Fett. We're going to go from there and kind of pick right back up with the story and the two of them kicking butt and taking names. Sabersmith says, I'm assuming there is some sort of storm coming. There was a storm coming last week, but maybe there is another storm coming this week in the Bad Batch as well. As Dawn says, don't forget to caress the like. Yes, just caress it gently. That's all we ask. Just a little boop. That would be great. I am the Senate Pro Tem. Pro Tem? Indeed. Bar's Basement says, I would be shocked if Luke wasn't in the next season. I did make recently I made a bet with Star Wars Santa that Luke would return in The Mandalorian Season 3. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Barbs. I want to see it. I want to see more Luke. And no, they don't have to put Luke in every Mandalorian project. They don't. But why wouldn't they? You know what I mean? Just, do it. Brandon says, Vader's Lair, it seems that you have my other account, Brandon, blocked because I tried to chat with my comment disappear. Oh my. I'm so sorry about that. What channel is that? I don't think I blocked you. Barb's Basement says, I would be shocked if Luke wasn't in this next season. Yeah, I read that one, but I agree. Dat Boy Steve says, not Bad Batch related, but I think in the same way that we got Mando episodes in the Book of Boba Fett, we should get solo episodes of Boba in Mando Season 3. I'm with you. I'm here for it. They kind of did something similar in Mando Season 2, although I wouldn't say they were solo episodes of Din Djarin in the Book of Boba Fett exactly, or Boba Fett in Mandalorian Season 2. I get what you're saying, though. There was more focus on what's going on in the Mandalorian in the end of Book of Boba. And I think it's only right to do that in the Mandalorian Season 3 with Boba. I think Boba's going to have a big arc this season in the Mandalorian Season 3. We did stream yesterday about how there is kind of rumors going around from Making Star Wars that basically Book of Boba Fett Season 2 is most likely going into production. It would be an awesome thing for them to kind of reveal at Star Wars Celebration this year, as well as Mandalorian Season 4 is most likely going into production as well, as Jon Favreau himself confirmed the other day that he is finished writing the 4th season that he kind of concluded writing during post-production of Mando Season 3. So all of this stuff is going to be congruent together. All of it's going to kind of interlude and overlap and intertwine and go together. It's all going to be one big story told throughout all of these different shows and mediums, just like they do with the MCU. The Mandalorian is following in the MCU's footstep and how it's all going to kind of conjoin to one giant story, and I can't wait for it, man. It's an awesome thing. I'm happy that they're doing it that way. Where was I? Dawn says, Season 1, 9 ABY. Season 2, 10 ABY. Book of Boba Fett, 11 ABY. Season 3, 12 ABY, according to Doug Chang. Okay. All right, then. That's a good time. So each season has been about a year, I guess. Huh. All right. Or at least, it takes... There's a little bit of a gap of about a year between each season at least. Interesting if that is the actual stuff there. That means they tell a very little story for those years. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot going on in the galaxy during this time. Sabersmith says if we get Luke, it will probably be in Ahsoka. I hear you. I didn't expect to see Ahsoka in the Book of Boba Fett though, and we saw her. So that brings me to the question, with The Mandalorian only a week away, what kind of big reveals do you think we'll see? If not Luke, who else could we get? I heard recently in an article that Rebels fans are going to have a big surprise in The Mandalorian Season 3. So maybe we see characters like Sabine. That would be a huge thing for Rebels fans if we do end up seeing Sabine in The Mandalorian Season 3. It would make a lot of sense with Din Djarin and Bo-Katan kind of trying to reunite Mandalore. I'm here for it. I think that could happen. I don't know though. What are we thinking? Any big reveals that you guys are predicting for season 3 of Star Wars The Mandalorian? I think there will be. Maybe even Cad Bane's return. I mean, we did see him with the blinking lights. I know I had my bet with Star Wars Santa that he was going to die, and he did for now. But the blinking lights have me worried. Maybe he makes his return in The Mandalorian season 3. We do know we're going to Tatooine, which is my main theory on why Boba is going to be part of The Mandalorian season 3 and most likely become a Mandalorian himself. And I'm definitely here for that. President Biden says, place your bets. Who is going to be the first Bad Batch member to die? My money is on Hunter. I feel like Hunter is like minus 500. You know what I mean? You're not really making money on that bet. Because I've been saying since season 1, it feels like they're kind of foreshadowing his death in a lot of ways. I mean, if you think back to season 1, Hunter gets captured by the Empire. At one point, he falls from like a couple hundred feet drop. Like, the dude is just always getting into trouble and almost nearly dying. Like, that's literally Hunter in a nutshell sometimes. So my money would most likely be on Hunter too, but I don't know if that, I don't know if you're winning much money on a bet on Hunter. You'd probably make more money saying Omega's gonna die first, because that's the one character that'll probably survive the show. No expectations, just ready for all the fun. Pew pew, says that boy Steve. Let's go. Maul lives, says Smith Family TV. He does up until Rebels. I'll tell you that much. He does live up until Rebels. 1-1, not a long shot. Not a long shot at all. Sabine, says Sabersmith. I'm with you, man. I think Sabine is going to be one of the bigger reveals of the season. How it's going to work exactly, I'm not sure, because of course we are getting Ahsoka in the back half of the year, most likely around fall. So, with Ahsoka kind of being a launch off from Star Wars Rebels, and the last time we saw Sabine in the kind of, I guess you could say, prologue or epilogue the epilogue for Star Wars Rebels, we see her around the Mandalorian timeline getting picked up by Ahsoka. Now, I've been saying for a while, I think that Ahsoka and Sabine could be in season 3 of The Mandalorian, but I'm curious if that's going to be like the first place they go to. Obviously, she picks up Sabine, most likely to go find Thrawn and Ezra at the end of Star Wars Rebels. So if that's kind of how the Ahsoka show kicks off, and if Sabine truly has been on Lothal this entire time since the since Star Wars Rebels ended, then I don't know exactly how she would find her way to Mandalore. But with, again, Din Djarin and Bo-Katan trying to reunite all of the clans and get everybody kind of joined together, the fact that Sabine herself was once a Darksaber holder, I think it's possible that they pick up Sabine, or Ahsoka picks up Sabine, and we don't really see that in The Mandalorian, but we see them together in The Mandalorian. And one of the first places they go to on their search for Thrawn and Ezra is to go help out Mandalore, as Sabine would most likely want to help out Bo-Katan, and so would Ahsoka. Brandon Alvarado says, I'm excited for Mando Season 3. Let's go. I'm excited for it too. Saber Smith says it's probably going to be Wrecker. My heart will be broken. I hope not. I hope not, man. I mean, maybe at some point. Wrecker is another character that it feels like they've kind of foreshadowed his death. At times, we've even seen him, he's the first one that has his chip malfunction. He's afraid of heights. He gets these headaches all the time. Maybe they are teasing out Wrecker's death, and that would break a lot of our hearts, including Omega's. So, a little worried about that one in the long run. I do think Echo's fate is a little up in the air now, too. The fact he is with Rex, we know Rex isn't with him during Star Wars Rebels. I'm kind of worried about Echo's kind of eventual demise. It would make sense, and I'm worried about it. The other thing with the special mission that they could be on, it might not be Cody, but maybe Wolf. We do know Wolf is with Rex during Star Wars Rebels, so maybe that's where it's leading to. I would love to see that. I would love to see a mission where Bad Batch kind of join up with Echo and Rex and go rescue some clones like Wolf and even Cody. We saw that in season 1 where Gregor kind of got rescued by the Bad Batch, but I would love to see a little bit more of it. Yeah, it's probably going to be Wrecker. My heart will be broken. Mine as well. Joseph R. Biden says no Omega is the new Ahsoka, so no one is going to kill her yet. Not yet. I don't think so either. I do think it's possible Omega could show up in the Book of Boba Fett season 2. Gives time for at least a 3rd season maybe of Bad Batch before Book of Boba comes out. At least the rest of season 2 to kind of play out. Maybe Boba eventually comes into play in the Bad Batch season 3 or 4 or something. I don't know how much him and Omega are really going to interact early on. But I think for a Book of Boba season 2, having Boba become a Mandalorian, kind of learn more about his father's past and kind of follow in his footsteps and becoming a Mandalorian, and then throwing in a character that's sort of like his sister. That would be awesome for the Book of Boba season 2, and I would love if it's even kind of centered around that, especially because she's a clone of Jango Fett too. I want more Jango Fett stuff, man. Give us some more Jango in the Boba Fett season 2, some flashbacks to Boba's childhood. I would love anything like that. Heck, even conversations between Omega and Boba talking about their clone father, Jango, and what he was like. You know what I mean? It would be awesome to see that kind of stuff in the Book of Boba Fett season 2. Smith Family TV says Hondo would be cool to see. Dude, I would love to see Hondo. I know a lot of people were saying that maybe one of the either one of his pirates is the guy that stole the Havoc Maurader, which is the Bad Batch's ship, or maybe it was Hondo himself that stole the Havoc Maurader. I don't quite think that. It might have just been a random character, but it would be so cool to have Hondo back in the Bad Batch. I will say this, so far all the main animated series that Dave Filoni has been a part of have had at some point Hondo. So having him in the Bad Batch, I don't think that's too much of a stretch. We know he's alive later on during the Mandalorian timeline because he is at Galaxy's Edge, which is set during the sequels. Hondo's alive for quite a while. So throwing him in the Bad Batch, throwing him in the Mando timeline would be awesome to see. I'm here for it. I love Hondo. I know a lot of the animated fans have a cool attachment to Hondo as well. Give us some Hondo. I'm here for it. Yeah, Sabersmith says we need to see Wolf. Is he safe? Is he alright? He did execute Order 66, so maybe he's still part of the Empire for now. If we do see that Clone Rebellion, maybe he's going to end up being part of it or kind of recruited during it. That would be really cool to see. But yeah, maybe I'm saying maybe Echo and Rex are going on some secret missions to go help out Cody and Wolf. That would be awesome. Darth Maximus says, what if Sid hired Hondo to steal the Marauder? That'd be cool if Sid and Hondo have a connection. The two of them are a little bit of shady characters. They're out here trying to make their monies. I get it. I get it, man. Times are rough. Gas is pretty expensive. I don't blame you guys. Yeah, heck, even Din Djarin in the Mandalorian's like, dude, this one job or these 7 jobs won't even cover gas. I feel you, Star Wars. It's rough out in these streets, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. President Joseph R. Biden says, I'm a little upset that they have not used ISDs in Bad Batch yet. I'm deeply troubled that the recent predictions, my thanks to Vader's Lair for exposing Rogue One plot points, I assure they did not act alone, and they will be hunted down and defeated, for I am the Senate. Spoken like a true President Biden. Shout out to you. Oh my goodness. Smith Family TV said the person that did steal the Marauder had serious Hondo vibes for me. They definitely did. You know, watching from afar, trying to get their monies, stealing the ship. They're a bold one. I will tell you that, Smith Family TV. I think tonight we might see them again. I don't know for sure, but I think it's coming. So final predictions for tonight. Let me know them in the chat if you guys have any final predictions. I'm thinking the Bad Batch are going to have some infighting. They're going to try to figure out what to do from here now that they're stuck on this planet. Sid's not coming for at least another couple of days. Their food rations are going to likely fall apart. Heck, I wouldn't even be surprised if they got to fight off a creature like the Bad Batch do so frequently. But let's say they have to fight off a creature, lose some of their rations, have to find a way off the planet. They go to try and rescue their ship, the Havoc Maurader, get it back so that they can travel throughout the galaxy with ease. And the episode ends with the Bad Batch going to Ord Mantell and telling Cid to F off. We don't want to deal with you anymore. You send us on all these crazy missions. We're done. We're going to go hit up our boy Echo, get some work from him, go help out Rex in the fight against the Empire and helping out our clone brothers. We'll see you in the next life, Cid. Peace out. They got to get rid of her, man. Get rid of Cid. Sounds good to me, says KG. Let's go. Smith Family TV says Cid does not come through for the Bad Batch and they have to steal the ship that Cid sent to kill them. So is that what we're thinking in the chat? Do we think Cid sent somebody to go steal from the Bad Batch or sent the Bad Batch off to die? Is that what we're thinking? I know Cid's a bit of a shady character, but she does make money from them. And maybe their use is kind of out the door. Maybe she's going to have a surprise for them waiting at home when, they finally get retrieved and she calls the Empire on them. How dirty would that be? I would hate to see something like that. Screw Cid. That's what I got to say. Final prediction, says Jedi Mike. Bad Batch, new episode. Hype! 2:30 a.m. Eastern, 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be doing the watch party right here at Vader's Lair. Much love to you, Jedi Mike. Thanks for hanging with us in the chat. We're probably going to get out of here in the next 2 to 5 minutes. Maybe a little longer, depending on what's going on in the chat. So if you guys have any final questions or predictions, make sure to throw them in. But we are going to get out of here a little bit early and get that watch party set up and ready to go. I think it's already up on YouTube, but I want to get it out there and make sure it's all good. And then we're set up for the episode. Mike Porter, my dude, what up? I'm glad you're up, my man. Well, not really. I hope you get some sleep at some point tonight, Mike Porter. But thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. I will say to you, MCU still has the magic, man. I definitely enjoyed Quantumania. I want to go watch it again soon. Much love to you, though, Mike Porter, and the positivity that you've got in all the fandoms you're in, and definitely in this community that we have, dude. Much love. Smith Family TV says, I think under pressure from the Empire, and she needs to give them something to ease the heat on her, and she chooses the Batch. Dude, if she's under pressure from the Empire and she ends up choosing the Batch to kind of throw under the bus and give to the Empire to save her own skin, whew, that would be real dirty. Something my good friend Star Wars Meg kind of pointed out too is the fact that just a few episodes ago when they're helping out the Wookiees, they are kind of, doing some Trandoshans a little dirty, which if you didn't realize, Cid is a Trandoshan herself. And ever since then, she's been even more cold to the Bad Batch, kind of telling them, screw off, I got stuff to do, and hanging up in their face. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Maybe the fact that the Bad Batch were messing with some Trandoshans is going to get them in poor favor with Cid on top of all the other stuff going on with Cid over the past 2 seasons. I think it's time to break off from her. And I hope they do, man. Get Cid out of here. That's what I got to say. That's what I got to say. Final prediction. I'm falling asleep in the next 10 minutes. This is Steve Sarenka. Much love, my dude, for being here. Thanks for hopping into the stream. I hope you're doing well, Steve. And if I don't see you in the watch party later, it's all good. I hope you get some sleep tonight. Let's get the wise man to 1.5K. We're like 50 away. So 49 away from 1.5K. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're doing a whole bunch of fun stuff this year with the Mandalorian. Just 7 days away. And about an hour. Lots of fun stuff, though. I'm going to try to do a giveaway of Jedi Fallen Order when the game comes out. So if you guys want to be a part of that, potentially, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button. Thank you all for being here. Right now at the U.S. Embassy in Poland, about to head home, says President Joseph R. Biden. Well, dude, thanks for hopping in the chat, President Biden. Means a lot to me that the President of the U.S. is here. Darth Maximus says, what if Bad Batch call on Rex, Echo, and Gregor to retrieve their ship and rescue them? I'm with it, dude. That would be freaking badass. And I'm for it. That would be awesome. That would be an awesome storyline. Brandon Alvarado, dude. I gotta check. What's your normal name in the chats, my dude? Gunslinger says, of course, Cody is alive. Are you sure? Are you certain? Is Cody safe? Is he all right? I don't know. I'm a little worried. So something about the Bad Batch. I can't say too much as of late. I know things about Tantus that I shouldn't. And I won't be sharing them. I'm sorry. It's too much. It's sensitive information that I shouldn't be sharing. Sorry to tease you like that, but I do. I know some things I shouldn't. And I want to know if Cody is going to be part of the end of the season. Because it's weird that we haven't seen him in 7 weeks. That's all I'm saying. Where is Cody? Is he safe? Smith Family TV, thank you for the $1.99 super chat saying 2023 Sheiv OnlyFans. I'm freaking dead. Darth Grogu Gunslinger. Whoo, I'm here for it, man. I did a little clip the other day from a stream I did where I said, you know, maybe Grogu's gonna turn to the dark side with how attached he is to Din. At some point in his 900-year lifespan, Din Djarin's probably gonna die. Unfortunately. And when you have attachments, they can lead to the dark side. So maybe we will get a Darth Grogu. Joseph R. Biden says, before I leave, I still wonder who the hell decided to change Gregory voice. I've always found it annoying. If you're talking about Gregor, I didn't even notice. I think it's still the same D. Bradley Baker, is it not? I don't know. Has it really been 7 weeks? Damn. It has been 7? Well, actually, it hasn't been 7 weeks. I lied. It's been 7 episodes, but we did have a mid-season finale that was 2 episodes in a week. So it's only been like 6 weeks since we've seen Cody. But 6 weeks is still a long time, dude. It's been like a month and a half since we last saw Cody. Is he okay? That's what I'm saying. 93% of you are saying, yeah, he's still alive. The 8% of you that are like, I don't know, or no. 7% of you that say no. I don't know, man. Maybe they will code Cody. No one's ever really gone, says Gunslinger. I hope not. Sheiv, let me pay you for a helmet. I'll build you one, Ashhammer. I will. Just let me know. I could tell you which ones I can make. At some point, I might try to give some away. So if you're a channel member, it's only 99 cents. At some point, there might be a higher tier where I'm giving away stuff like that. But as for now, if you are a channel member, you get access to the emojis that are exclusive to our channel. I'm going to try to add some more for the Mandalorian. So remind me, everybody in the chat, if you're in our Discord, go check out our Discord. You get live updates, hang out with Star Wars fans like yourself, first of all. Talk about all the cool Mandalorian stuff that's about to drop. Definitely check out our Discord. You also get notified every time that we post a live or a new video. I'm going to try to do some more shorts here since, they're about a minute long. I could try to upload some of those. Gonna try to get some content rolling here in the next week since we are just 7 days away from the Mandalorian though. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. Is it D? It is D. It is. Indeed it is. Luis Escalante says the assassin clone had Cody's haircut. He did. A lot of the clones have that haircut though because they are clones. But yeah, the assassin clone did kind of remind me of Cody. I don't think he was though, obviously. Ashhammer says, bro, bet I want a helmet, but real ones, they're just too expensive. I understand why the helmets are so expensive. They take a lot of time and effort to make. It is a lot of stuff. Plus, 3D printers, they definitely be tripping out sometimes. So, Darth Maul was chopped in half and lived. He was. I mean, Star Wars be doing some crazy stuff. So, ooh, that helmet though, says Mike Porter. Pretty cool stuff. Again, I am thinking of doing a Jedi Survivor kind of giveaway too. So I ordered basically the Jedi Survivor like deluxe premium edition. I don't know what it's called. It's some like Jedi premium edition though that comes with the whole case that has the Cal Kestis lightsaber, a copy of the game, all this cool stuff within it. But I'm worried that it won't come in time. So I might just end up buying like a digital copy of the game or another copy of the game so that I can play it the night that the game comes out. And then whenever I do get the actual copy of the game, I might just give away the game like that. So keep your eyes peeled. Thank you all for hanging out with me, though. And COVID does suck. I'm so sorry, Baby Yoda. I hope you get better soon. Stupid autocorrect. I hear ya, Gunslinger. It gets me every day. Gets me every day. That darn autocorrect. Mando Mike, I made it home in time. Let's go. We are going to get out of here pretty soon so that we can get that next stream going. We're going to be doing our watch party for episode 10 of the Bad Batch here in the next 40 minutes or so. So I'll see you guys soon. 3D print a real clone. That would be tough. That would be tough. You know, 3D printing, most of it's not very mobile. I mean, you can make it a little mobile, I guess. It's just plastic at the end of the day. But giving it soul and life, making it an actual clone, I'm not a Kaminoan. I'm sorry. It's, you know, it's real hard to do that. Fett gained weight inside the Sarlacc. Cody is alive. I don't know what Fett gaining weight inside the Sarlacc has to do with Cody being alive, but you're probably right on both accounts. Omi wanna know Omi, I'll be hype for the return of Corky, Kryze, and Mando season 3. Oh man, I'm ready for it. My bones, you got me excited for it, bro. Let's go. Ashhammer says, bro, I just realized Jedi Survivor isn't on PS4, so that's sad AF. It isn't at the moment. I will say, last thing I'll say to you guys real quick, there is hope that maybe Jedi Survivor will be for more consoles. Right now, PS5 is just starting to become more accessible. I know it's still like 400 something bucks to buy, but it is becoming more accessible. I think for the first time since the pandemic really began and the consoles released, the Xbox Series X and whatever and the PlayStation 5 are more accessible than they've probably ever been. So if you guys are looking to get those systems, looking to play the new Jedi Survivor game, that will be an option. It should actually be accessible to you to buy one of those systems. But I will say they did delay the game about a month or so. I don't know the full exact time frame of the delay. Probably like a month and a half. So the fact that they delayed the game about a month and a half, and we know that the Harry Potter game, Hogwarts Legacy, is also getting kind of a delay for its PS4 release and different things. Maybe they're going to make the game available to play for PS4. I don't know if they actually will. It's kind of just me being hopeful, but we'll see. I'm definitely hyped for Jedi Survivor, though. Super hyped for the Mandalorian Season 3, and I will see you guys later tonight for episode 10 of The Bad Batch as we get down here to the last 7 episodes of Star Wars The Bad Batch, as next week we're going to be watching Mando and Bad Batch. I cannot wait, though. It is a fun time to be a Star Wars fan. Thank you all for hanging out with me in the chat. Much love to each and every one of you. Brandon Alvarado. Much love, man. Good to see you all in the chat, and I'll see you later. Peace.